You're listening to the Common Fan Podcast, a Husker football podcast for the common fan, by the common fan.
Welcome back to the Common Fan Podcast. I am TJ Burkle, as always, alongside Matty Owens Sr. and Geoff in Lincoln. It's game week, Common fans. Your Nebraska Cornhuskers will play a game of American football in just about 3.5 days.
We made it.
Our long national nightmare is over. College football is back. All is right with the world. Congratulations to all of us. And if you've been with us for the whole ride in the offseason, or you're just discovering us, it doesn't matter. We're happy you're here. We're glad to have you. Glad to have fellow Common
all
fans.
Are welcome.
And we are ready. We are ready. All are welcome in this place. We're ready to rock. We're ready to rock and roll. Make sure to get to the Common Fan website, www.commonfan.co. Sign up for the newsletter, subscribe on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe and like this episode while you're at it, by the way. And generally keep up with all the fun and frivolity of the Common Fans. Also get your Common Fan socks, www.silliesco.com, SILLIESCO.com. Use the promo code GBR for life. That's GBR number 4 LIFE, and get 25% off any sock on the site, not just the Common Fan socks.
There they are.
We've got lots to talk about,
Beautiful.
guys. Hey, we did 3 beautiful Common Fan socks. Thank you, Matty. We did 3 episodes last week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's rare for us. We usually do 1 a week. During the season, we're going to aim to do 2 most weeks. But we did 3 episodes, but we broke the schedule down into thirds, and we broke it down with friend of the program, Michael Severe, and that was a lot of fun. So if you haven't had a chance to catch all those episodes, go ahead and do that. We did those a little bit in advance, so it's been a while since we've gathered, boys, and there's been a ton of talk. Ton of developments.
A lot of talk.
A lot going on with Nebraska football. Matt Rhule's got a podcast.
House Rules.
Matt Rhule's got a podcast. The Huskers have a depth chart. The Huskers have named captains. People are talking. People outside of Nebraska are talking about Nebraska. Many are saying Nebraska is going to be good this year. There's lots to talk about. And then we're going to do some bold predictions today as well, which is going to be a lot of fun. I wanted to start with one thing, guys. CFB Home, which is a great follow at CFB Home. We follow them. We've interacted with this Twitter account a little bit. Is a Twitter account that generally comments and tweets and follows all of college football, and generally
pretty favorably towards Nebraska. I feel like.
Occasionally,
he's not a hater, at least.
Yeah. No, and like some of these are total like clickbait engagement farming. I feel like this one tries to, be fair. And I mean, sometimes you can tell when he's poking the ribs of a certain fan base, but he or she or whoever it is. But I feel like generally it's a good account and they try to be fair and they share information and commentary and all that. There's been some discussion. I feel like this account in particular has gotten into discussion in past years too. And I know Matty-O, you commented on it. But reminders, you do not need to graduate from your favorite school to be a fan. You can be a fan of more than one school.
Yeah. Damn right you can. Why is this even like
this
a
is
thing?
This is from CFB Home.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this on the first one, 1,000% agreement.
Yeah.
People who try to gatekeep fandom and say, well, you didn't grow up in the state, so you don't get to be a fan, or you didn't go to this school, so you don't get to be a fan. That's absurd. Yeah. We're 100% opposed to that on this program.
Yes.
It looks like you guys are in agreement with me.
No.
Yes. And Husker, and we've talked many times about one of the great things about Husker Nation is that we do have people from all over and people who came to the program for different reasons and all those things. So number one, it drives me. It's like, it seems like an elitist thing that like Michigan would do or something.
Oh yeah.
You had to go here in order to be a fan.
Michigan. You're not a Michigan man.
And your sweater's not even tied over your shoulders. What are you doing?
All right. We're in agreement on that one. The second one I think is worthy of a little more conversation. You can be a fan.
Let's just
calm down.
Okay.
Well, what's the limit, Jeff? 5, 10?
Just take it easy, okay? I'm just telling you. I didn't say anything. I just told you to calm down. All right. I already don't like your tone. I already don't like the tone.
Calmer than you are.
Enjoying my coffee.
I can get you towed by 3:00 this afternoon. Sorry, Big Lebowski references for those who don't know. Sorry
Great
for the
movie.
sidetrack.
Check it out if you haven't.
Geoff, as everyone knows, is a Nebraska fan. He was raised in a Notre Dame household, so he very much cheers for the Irish as well.
Yes,
I do believe. I think of right now, as most common fans know, my own life. I grew up in Lincoln, huge Husker fan. I live in Oregon. My wife is from Oregon. She went to the University of Oregon. Our boys watch both. They cheer for both. And I'm not going to try to bring any negativity around any of that. Right. And so, like, I do think in those situations, there's some nuance here. There's some gray area. But I don't know. There feels like there's got to be a limit. You can't have 5 different teams.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
I agree with you. Like I said before we started recording, and we talked about this a little bit, like there's going to be one of those teams that feels better when they win or feels worse when they lose. You can't feel the same way for multiple teams. Now, Geoff might feel for his 2 teams. I kind of get that. You feel them both pretty good. You can't feel that same level of fandom for 3, 4, 5,
4, 5, 6.
Like that's just like it's not natural. Like I don't want to be that way. I want to ride or die with my club and feel it all, because it's felt really crappy for the last 10 years, but damn it, when it gets back going, how good! Like I'm getting goosebumps right now because we were around it. We were old enough to remember what it was like, but like riding that wave, there's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like it. You feel everything, and that's life. It's beautiful.
That was beautiful, Matteo, and
wow,
I agree.
Thank you.
Well put, Matt.
And I agree with that. Like from my perspective, I can't relate to. Like I'm so emotionally invested in the Nebraska Cornhuskers,
Manic.
that I've got nothing left for anything else when it comes to football. So like, but again, I do believe we got to have some room for nuance, and I get really annoyed when people try to tell other people how to fan. And so if you were raised in a Notre Dame household, but you also grew up in Lincoln and you cheer for both, who are we to say that's
exactly
wrong?
Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge?
It's his family's wishes.
It does feel unnatural, but that's okay.
Let me ask you that. Let me put it this way, TJ. Like, let me put it to you. Let's say Nebraska plays at 11 a.m. and we get our hearts ripped out at the end of the game. We lose. The Ducks are playing at 6 p.m. Okay,
right?
And the Ducks take care of business and they win. You are not. There is no way that replaces like the way that you have felt the entire day after the Nebraska loss. Like you're probably sitting there like, oh, I'm happy for those guys.
It doesn't put a Band-Aid on that.
It's not like, oh, that makes it feel so much better.
No, not remotely close. But that situation kind of more applies to my children than me. Like they go to school in Oregon. Their friends wear Oregon gear. Their mom went to Oregon. I don't like. I decided a long time ago I'm not going to make this adversarial with my wife, and I'll just cheer for the Ducks. This was before they were in the Big Ten, so it was a little bit easier. But they don't play again. Nebraska doesn't play them this year, so it's like okay, unless we see you in the Big Ten championship game. Sure.
But now next year, you guys aren't speaking game week, right?
Well, I don't want to go that far, but it will be serious. It will be
a little contentious.
Yeah, that's right. But like, I think
sportsmanlike.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
And my boys so far seem to be rational human beings to where if either team loses, it doesn't seem to ruin their week.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I should say that's a good thing or if I should try to embrace a little insanity,
give it
brew in the words of Royal Tenenbaum, brew a little recklessness into them when it comes to college football.
Yeah.
No, that's right. But I think it's an interesting conversation. Again, I think
it is
like there's so much about life that's hard. College football is unequivocally great. Just let people enjoy it, however they're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. That's where we should come down. That's the place for the common fans to be. I feel like
the one thing to add to that, though, Owens, you brought it up too. I think you tweeted.
Oh, Geoff, you have something to add, Geoff?
Yeah, I do have something to add since I am one of these people. Owens, you shared it, that playoff prediction. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing there if that plays out the way that it does.
Oh,
like
I can't remember who predicted that. Somebody had Nebraska, Notre Dame in the first round.
I don't know how I feel about that. We need to make that not happen.
And we're not going to put you on the spot and ask you what you're going to do in that situation.
I'm going to recuse myself.
I would not,
from that.
and I would not envy you. I know.
We should do a whole
myself from that.
We should do a whole episode where we put Geoff on the spot.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Geoff on the hot seat. You have to choose. You have to choose by the end of the episode. That's a great idea. All right.
Choose now.
All right. We got to move on. Great conversation on that one. So some national guys have been talking about Nebraska. Josh Pate from On3 put them in his playoff bracket, his preseason playoff bracket. Geoff Schwartz, I think he's more of an NFL guy, but he's a football guy. Schwartz retweeted it and was like
the old handshake meme.
Did the handshake
emoji.
Mm-hmm. He had some kind of comment. And he gave it a me too, basically.
Yeah.
Phil Steele. Everyone knows Phil Steele. Everyone loves Phil Steele. He said Nebraska as surprise team. When I say surprise team, that means a playoff contender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mattio, you said Brandon Walker. Is he who is it? Barstool guy?
Barstool, yeah. He kind of said the same thing. He kind of I think he alluded to hey, Nebraska could be a kind of a surprise team to make the CFP or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zack Guggenheim, friend of the program from the Big Ten Huddle, also put the Huskers in his preseason college football playoff bracket. There's probably some we're missing, guys. What do we make of all this?
I love it. We've never shied away from expectations. We all know what the last decade has looked like, but now that we have what looks like a pretty dang good roster on paper, and we've added Dana freaking Holgerson, and we have a second-year blue chip quarterback. Yeah, I'm going to buy into it, and I'm going to drink the Kool-Aid because why the hell not?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's definitely a different feel for sure. So me and Matty O went on a golf trip last weekend, and we were out in Colorado, and we got paired up with a twosome that was from the East Coast all the way over in New York. It is amazing to me that people all the way out there that don't follow Nebraska at all know about what's going on here right now. They know they named Dylan Raiola by name. I couldn't tell you a lot of these college football quarterbacks. I don't follow their team. I don't know their names, but people all the way over on the other side of the country kind of have a good idea of what's going on here at Nebraska. So I think the hype is pretty real, and it's not just Nebraska fandom, as we pointed out. People are starting to believe, whether it's Husker fans or other people around the globe. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, and I think, don't you feel like it's part of it's Coach Rhule is so dang likable.
Yeah.
If you're a football fan, just listening to him speak, you're like, God, I kind of like this guy. Even if you have no ties whatsoever, I feel like there's a national respect, and I know people just like Coach Rhule. They like to hear him talk. Vibes. They like it. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy you want to hang out.
Good energy. Yep, he seems cool. I'd love to have a beer with him. Love to hang out and have a beer with him. That type of guy.
Well, yeah, I know it's. I think you're right. I mean, Nebraska, I think, given how central we were to the college football discussion for so many decades, I think we still hold that place in a lot of people's minds. I love, like you said, Mattio, I'm trying to enjoy it. I love it. Of course, I want all these people to be right. We're all going to be dancing in the streets if the Huskers are in the playoffs. That's obviously goes without saying. But it's just because we have PTSD from the last decade. It makes me
100%. Nervous.
There's that. Yeah. There's still that little sliver in the back of the brain that's but you kind of got to see it, right? Doubting Thomas a little bit.
Show me.
Yeah, and it feels like every time this conversation pops up, not only do we disappoint, we end up on the other end of the spectrum. In 2019, year two of Frost, where year two at Central Florida, he had gone undefeated, and we were preseason top 25, and year two of Adrian Martinez, and it was here we go, and they went 5-7.
Yes.
So it's just that. Those memories are fresh and raw.
Yep.
So but like you said, the only thing you can do is embrace it. The only thing you can do is enjoy it. right?
I don't want to live the other way and be like, oh God, they'll find a way to screw it up. Like I can't get down with that kind of stuff, man.
Randy Quaid in Major League 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of Matt Rhule, let's go there. He started a podcast. I haven't had a chance to listen yet. Have you guys listened to episode 1?
I have not personally. Owens, I think you have.
Yeah, beginning to end. I think it's awesome. Like I said, we love to hear him speak. Like I loved it. I could listen to him talk to anybody. So he had like 3 guests on. It was some guy, and I wish I could remember the guy's name. It's a guy from Philly that he knew from back then. So it's kind of cool conversation. You tell their buddies. So they talked about some of his Temple stuff and how he's doing it, what he's doing in Nebraska. Then he had Buddha Wright on, Javen Wright. So it's cool to hear from him. Hear from him a little bit, and it just makes you really, really want to root for the kid. 7th season, 4 season-ending injuries, all that stuff. And then he had this motivational speaker guy, John Gordon is his name, who I guess talks to all these coaches and teams and stuff, and he's kind of a motivational guy. So it was really good. I think it's cool to hear him talk, not basically just about the team and depth charts and injury reports and game stuff and more just like kind of like life stuff and putting the program in like a positive light. And I think it's brilliant that he's doing it.
Yeah.
So
undoubtedly he clearly listens to the podcast and saw the success that we are having and decided to get in on that game. I think that's really what it boils down to.
That's right. Where it took us about a year or so to get 1,000 subscribers, he got them in about 3 hours. So, so we're pretty much the same.
Good for you, Coach.
Well, I think
you're welcome.
You're right, Geoff. He listened for a year and a half, or what? It's almost been 2 years now.
Decided I can do
that. Probably took some notes, and really kind of refined his podcast craft behind the scenes before he was ready to go with it. No.
I told you guys, if I see him do a flex, and when he starts off the podcast, if he starts flexing, I'm going to be pissed. I'm not going to be happy about it.
It's funny that you said that. You haven't seen it, but he does that. He does that at the beginning.
He did it?
Yeah.
I warned you, Matt.
I'm just kidding. He does look good, though.
Cross me, Coach.
He looks good.
Well,
we'll have
to send him a cease and desist letter, Geoff, if he does the flex thing. No, I think it's cool. Like, he's the head of the program. It's 2025. I think it's smart. It's cool. Like, other fan bases are going to make fun of it and whatever, and it'll really help. Like, I can't wait to annoy other fan bases that our charismatic head coach with the podcast also goes like 11-1 or 10-2 every year. That would be the best case scenario.
That would be.
But like, it's great, right? Like, it's 2025. Like, parents of college kids are in their 40s and 50s, and they listen to podcasts. Mm-hmm. And people are on social media, and like, you don't have to do like, it's just one more way to try to make Nebraska differentiate Nebraska, make them relevant. He talked about, when he did the point thing, how it looks like the state or whatever. I can't even do it, but he talked about everything he does. He wants to elevate Nebraska's brand, and he's just naturally good at this stuff. There are certain coaches, even some of whom who have been at Nebraska, who probably wouldn't be the best podcast hosts, but he's just naturally good at it. Right. And so that's just fantastic.
And college, whether you like it or not, college football is a business, and with any business, you got to like market yourself, you got to market your brand, you got to market your team. That's how you reach all these people. So I love it.
Let's be honest. He's the first Nebraska head coach that would be. Well, maybe Devaney would have been a pretty good podcast host. I feel like it would have been like him sitting there with a glass of bourbon.
Oh yeah.
Who's the Michigan State coach that gets brought up every time we have someone? Duffy Doherty.
Beat
Bob Devaney and Duffy Doherty in a podcast with a couple of bourbons. I'd listen to that.
Here's an interesting thought. T.O. was more reserved, but I bet a podcast with him and Switzer together would have been like, I feel like
back in the day.
Switzer would have he would have been the more gregarious, outgoing one, but I feel like it would have brought out some of T.O.'s like kind of dry sense of humor, and I feel like that would have been incredible.
It'd be
absolutely
great. Well, I don't know, Barry. I haven't really thought about that. That would be pretty good. And Barry's like sitting there in a mink coat or something.
Real quick side story. they do the it's the Outland Trophy. They do the dinner in Omaha, right? It's Outland, right? It's Outland.
Yeah.
They do the Outland Trophy dinner in Omaha every January, and I took my dad there several years ago. I want to say it was about 2017 because it was January 2017 because the news broke while we were sitting at dinner that Mark Banker had been fired and Bob Diaco was going to be hired as the or something like that. Maybe Banker was one of those pieces of that story it broke. But Switzer was the featured speaker that night.
Oh man!
And he gets up there. He's got a glass of wine, and his first thing he says is, "There's some nice ladies right up here, right in this front table. Nice looking ladies here. Ladies, I got a question for you." And he holds out one of his. It had to have been a Super Bowl ring or something. He goes, "Is 4 carats too much?"
Wow, that's classic Switzer.
Just classic Switzer.
Holy crap!
It was outstanding. He did not disappoint that night. All right, so we're all in on the Rhule podcast. One sad part about having our own podcast is it's made it a little bit harder just because the extra time it takes. It's made it harder for me to regularly listen to all the Nebraska podcasts I would otherwise be listening to. So adding one more to the list feels slightly stressful, but we're not going to let it stress us out. And it means Coach Rhule, he's got to move to the top of the list, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
For sure. All right, guys, what else do we have to discuss? Captains. The Nebraska football team put out their or announced their list of captains. It's the first time they've done this in Rhule's tenure, right?
They've announced captains?
They've had captains, yeah.
We didn't have captains.
I think I saw that somewhere. Didn't they have like rotating or something? I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Oh, yeah. I
you might be right.
Remember the rotating thing.
So on the defensive side of the ball, the first two really didn't surprise me. And then the last one, I wouldn't say it surprised, but I would just say good for him. First, Marquise Buford, defensive back. Deshaun Singleton, defensive back.
No surprises there.
And then Say All Right.
That's kind of surprising.
Also he's a corner. He's also a defensive back. Just good for him. Like I think, he transferred from USC. I think it didn't go terribly well for him there. And then he wasn't starting at the start of last year, but really made an impact at the end of the year. And he's come full circle. I mean, being a captain, clearly that means he's bought in and he's a leader and all these things.
Single digit number and a captain. He's wearing number 1. So that, that's kind of a feather in the cap for these Matt Rhule Nebraska teams is the single digit number. So you earn one of those and you're a captain, you're doing some things right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A cynic might say, okay, there's no linebackers and no defensive linemen on this list. But I mean, we just lost Nash and Ty and John Bullock and Jamari Butler. Like we just lost a ton of veteran presence on both the D-line and in the linebacker group. So I think there's still plenty to be hopeful / excited about at those two positions. But there's like 47 defensive backs, first of all, and several of them have been there for a long time. So it kind of makes
experience.
Sense.
Yeah. Seniors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Younger on the D-line, younger at linebacker. But
Geoff, we lost you there for a minute. Are you okay? Everything okay?
Yeah, my laptop was about ready to run out of battery, so I went.
Been there,
started
buddy.
Plugging stuff in. We're good.
You did
it.
Good.
All right. Well, then on the offensive side of the ball, guys, offensive lineman Henry Lutovsky, transfer wide receiver Dane Key. I love this mix of guys, by the way. I don't know why. Every time I make hand motions, I get images. Sorry, there's balloons. And number 15. The man himself, Dylan Raiola.
Luke Skywalker.
The savior of the program. I mean, Lutovsky, I love. He's what, like a 4th-year offensive lineman? Or I think he's a 4th-year guy. He's going to start at guard. Just love. You got to have an offensive line presence among the captains. Love Lutovsky. He's already played a ton of football. He started a bunch of games. So that pick. Dane Key, like, talk about living up to what we all hope and believe he is and can be. And I don't even think I think we're all, if you had told me he's going to be an asshole, but he's going to have 2,000 yards receiver and show out on the field, I think we all would have said, okay, great, fine. But as a captain, he's clearly immediately showed up and bought in and decided to be a leader on top of what we all assume will be, wide receiver number 1, WR1. That's really, really exciting to me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And that's, you're right. 100%. And they said the players voted on the guys, right?
Yeah. The players voted.
And then didn't Did I hear this wrong, or did Rhule say something about he was making the captains sign a contract or something?
He had it was like a certificate or something that he wanted them to sign to
say I'm going to live up to being a captain or something like that.
Their level of commitment. Yeah. But that's pretty dang cool, guys.
It is. It is.
And then Dylan. Sorry, last one. What to say? It's the natural next step. It wouldn't have been surprising if he wasn't picked last year because he was new, but it's the natural next step. I think we'd all be concerned if he wasn't a captain.
Right. Yeah.
And so, the only thing that's left is for him to take a huge leap on the field this year.
Yeah.
Right. A medium to large size leap on the field. So.
Yes.
Okay. Moving right along. There's so much to talk about, guys. So much to talk about in game week. We got a depth chart. We're not going to go through the whole depth chart. That could be a whole episode itself. We're not going to do that. But I'll tell you what jumped out to me as surprises, guys, and let me know if you had any others. Williams Nwaneri, who was a 5-star out of high school, spent 1 year at Missouri, redshirted last year at Missouri, and then transferred. And the word on him, I thought for a while, the word on him was tons of explosive athlete, lots of tools. He's going to be a great contributor here, but not sure if it's going to happen this year. Suddenly, he is atop the depth chart at defensive end. Yeah. And coaches are commenting that he in spring ball, he made a huge leap, and that now he's even way further along than he was in spring ball. So that is very exciting. And he's ahead of he's an oar with Cam Lenhart, who is
going in his third year. Yeah.
Year 3, but 2 years ago was a freshman All-American. So that's that is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Those two together. And then the other thing that jumped out that people are commenting on that I agree is encouraging. I don't know if I'll say it's surprising, but TJ Lateef, the true freshman quarterback, is number 2 on the depth chart behind Dylan. I think the thought was we got Jalen Gramstad, who's 37 years old and transferred from West Jesus State. Jalen Gramstad, who kind of he played at that NAIA school and has been around for a long time, and it's the second year at Nebraska. I think the thought was he's a game manager. You hope it doesn't come to it, but he can kind of be a serviceable backup and then let Lateef redshirt for a year. I assume they'll still try to have Lateef redshirt. Maybe, I don't know. All bets are off these days. Who knows?
Yeah.
But let's pretend Dylan does ball out this year. That probably puts him in line for one more year of college before he wants to go to the league. Maybe you have to at least prepare for that possibility.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe that's an argument for letting Lateef play. I don't know. You probably love to protect that year of eligibility. I don't know, but I love it. I love it. It shows that the coach's assessment of him was strong, and that he's been able to show up and not be intimidated by the fact that Dylan Rhule is on the roster and compete and put himself in a position to play.
Yeah. And I thought about that too, because I was surprised to see Lateef there. I thought maybe it'd be because who's the other guy, the Purdue transfer? Davila?
Marcos,
Davila. He's not even in the top 3. I don't know. I was really curious about who'd be number 2. But then I thought about we always say this new world of college football and roster limits and NIL and all this stuff. You get a big time true freshman quarterback. Why wouldn't you put him at number 2? You don't know how long you're going to have him if you don't even put him in line. Hey, you're the next guy up. And then we got this other kid that's still in high school who's been peer recruiting like crazy, Trey Taylor, who he's going to be coming in the next year or whatever. And Dayton Rhule, so it's get the guys in there. Let's go. Why you didn't come here to just hang out and develop? If you're a 4 or 5 star quarterback, you're going to be taking reps, and if you can go, you're going to go. Yeah,
that's a great call. That's a great call, Matteo. One other interesting thing I thought, I guess, and if you guys have any other thoughts, Geoff, I'm sure you've studied the depth chart deeply.
100%.
Emmett Johnson, Dr. Emmett L. Brown, obviously
88 miles per hour, 1.21 gigawatts.
Top of the list at running back, just because there's been so much curiosity around this and intrigue, and do we need to get somebody from the portal to back him up? Mekhi Nelson is number 2. There's been a lot of positive chatter about him. I think DB was one. Damon Benning was one who had a lot of nice things to say about him. True freshman Isaiah Mosey, who was thought it was assumed he was going to play, and assumed he was going to play, get on the field as a wide receiver. So he made the switch to running back, and you assume if the guy was going to get on the field at wide receiver, he probably wouldn't move to running back just a redshirt a year. And sure enough, he's number 3 on the depth chart ahead of Quentin Ives. So I think that's pretty intriguing. And I'll be curious to see running backs one where they will rotate 3 or 4 guys, especially early. So you assume Mosey's going to get on the field.
Yeah, for sure. He must be just absolutely electric with the ball in his hands.
Like
that, to me, that's what it says is, when you've got a guy that can play either or, receiver or running back, right? Like I think of like in the NFL right now, Deebo Samuel, like put him anywhere just so you can get him the ball any way you can, kind of thing. Yeah. So when you see that and you're like, oh my God, we are a little bit light at running back. Like, let's take this. Like, I'm excited to see the kid with the ball because it's obviously it's to the untrained eye, probably he's just electric. So,
but couldn't you take it the other route and be like, well, that's concerning. Like,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the running back, it's concerning for the running back depth. So if you have to move somebody that you plan to have a receiver, but it also says about something about the receiver room. It's like maybe it's a little crowded, which is an insane problem for us to have.
Always,
like the TJ put out that stat.
Yourself in anything, won't you, Owens? Won't you? Just
absolutely, I will. The Kool-Aid is flowing in the.
It's game week, Jeff. It's game week.
Sorry, full. It is more than half full. But no, TJ put out that stat from Stu Manji on Twitter about the recruiter wide receivers since like 2013. 60% of them had transferred or left the program. 60%. Only 2 of them finished here, Stanley Morgan and DPE. Like, that's insane to me. And it makes me think back of like, okay, how bad? Like, it was so bad. The receiver. Now it's like it's just a plethora of options.
We think, and we hope. That's what I wrote about. Like,
no, we know, TJ. We know.
I'll just read this stat really quick. Only 2 hat tip to Stumanji. Only 2 of the 45 high school wide receiver recruits. 2 of 45.
Mm-hmm.
Since you guys are financial guys, I'm not. That doesn't seem like a very high percentage. Not a good percentage.
Number.
Do the quick math on that, Jeff.
Don't like those numbers. Don't like those numbers at all.
Have graduated and or exhausted their eligibility at Nebraska. DPE and Stanley Morgan Jr. 3 switch positions. 5 were kicked off the team or failed to enroll. 8 are still active wide receivers, so there's some promise there. 27, 60%. 27 transferred or left the team.
27 of
27 out of 45.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That's insane. Like, that's what is going on there?
That even goes back to before this new age of college football that we always talk about, right? I mean, that's just insanity.
Yeah.
Okay. That goes for the depth chart. Anybody, anything to add on the depth chart, please?
Yeah, left tackle.
Oh,
left tackle is an or it's like there's 2 ors. So it's Gatula or who's the other one? Gatula or Corcoran or Pritchett. Like, I think we all assumed Pritchett was going to have that left tackle spot locked down. But the word was Rhule said something about he had too many false starts, and he's like, we can't have him, So that's why it's an or.
That's right. So and Pritchett, we reeled him in from Alabama, and it's Gunnar Gatula or Turner Corcoran or Elijah Pritchett. So Gatula's in year 3. He held it down. Was he a redshirt freshman when he got forced into duty? I think he was. That was last year, right? And he held it down. Like, I've got a lot of confidence in Gatula, and the staff knows what they're doing. Turner Corcoran's been around forever. He's played a ton of football. Like, you feel like he can do the job. They can play him at guard too if they need to. But you're right. I feel like I will say this. Rocco Spindler, who transferred from Notre Dame, who's going to start at right guard. From day one, Rocco's like been the guy. He's going to start. Everybody knows Rocco's going to start. He's a leader. He's telling these guys X, Y, and Z. Rocco, alive. Anyway, so Rocco's going to start. I will say, like, it has felt a little more uncertain about Pritchett. Just like good size, good athlete, maybe a little bit more. He's listed at 325 for crying out loud. I think that's the biggest lineman next to Tyler Canuck. Yeah. And so, but I will say, like Pritchett, I think it's been considered a little more inconsistent, maybe not whatever, but you just sort of figured he came from Alabama. He's going to be the guy eventually. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
They'll probably rotate all 3 of these guys early. Right. And we'll just see.
Yeah. And it could be a little gamesmanship too. Like, I think these depth charts come out and it's like Elijah Judy is listed ahead of Riley Van Poppel, but Riley Van Poppel is a single digit. There's like, And some of that stuff, like, I think there's a little bit of like, well, yeah, we're putting him there, but really like that, they're going to play the same amount, or so you don't really know, especially the game one, like how's it going to look 3 weeks from now for Michigan?
Yeah, and you could be trying to get a guy's. In one case, maybe it's trying to get a guy's attention. In another case, maybe it's being deferential to a more senior guy, even though the younger guy is going to play just as much, like you said. So it could be all sorts of things going on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move to our bold predictions, shall we?
Yes.
Bold. All right. Do you guys want to trade off, or should I read each one and then why don't you just read them?
Rattle them off, Tej.
A lot of times, as common fan listeners know, we'll each bring our own list, and we won't share them with each other in advance. This one we developed in advance to make sure we were all on the same page about our bold prediction. Bold prediction number 1. I'll just go right into it, guys.
Let's go.
The Huskers will have not one, but 2 1,000-yard receivers in 2025.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
True. But here's the fun part. To me, there's 3 guys that could get there. And it's Key, Hunter, and Barney. So that's going to be the fun part. And so we'll see it. But I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. TJ, how many 1,000-yard receivers has Nebraska had in their history?
Great question, Matthew. I'm glad you asked. Nebraska only has, the reason this is very bold is because Nebraska has 2 receivers who have had 1,000-yard seasons in their entire glorious history. Reminder, we used to run the option and be more of a running team. Everyone knows that. So that's part of the reason why. But that's Stanley Morgan Jr. and Trey Palmer are your 2 Husker receivers with 1,000-yard seasons. But we've got Dylan Raiola here. We've got Dana Holgerson here. As we just discussed, we brought the guys who are expected to be two top guys, Key and Hunter, are transferred in. And then, of course, Ja'Cory Barney's coming back. So I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's far-fetched, but it is bold.
No. Yeah, that's definitely a bold prediction for sure.
All right, bold prediction number 2. Special teams wins us not 1, but 2 games in 2025. New special teams coordinator from David City, Nebraska, Mike Eckler, is one of the best in the country.
Yep.
We are hoping and believing that he's going to flip the special teams units completely, and they're going to be a difference maker this year. Geoff, what say you?
I just think it would be it's just so sad that it's been this long that's a bold prediction that we have to just say that special teams, will win us a game. Like, that shouldn't even be a bold prediction. That should just be a standard way of winning a game for us from time to time. But how awesome is it going to be when we put one through the uprights against like Iowa or something like that to just rip their freaking heart out? Like, it's just been so long since we've done something like that. Like, it's happened to us so many times. I just want to do it to somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's our turn.
Yeah, it is our turn. Win a game by a field goal, or dare I say, like, how long has it been since we returned a punt? For real, I don't even know. Like,
oh God,
I have no idea. Has it been
a decade? Spielman, maybe, or one of those guys. It's been at least 5 years.
Got to be.
How awesome would that be? I mean, there is nothing better than the hype and just the insanity that comes out of running either a kick or a punt back. Like, there's no greater high in a football game, in my opinion, when someone breaks one like that.
Jeff, are you asking how long it's been since we returned a punt for a touchdown, or how long it's been since we've returned a punt? Because either one is
the exact same stat, to be quite honest with you. Yeah,
they've both been pretty rare in recent years.
We're fair catching it on the 2.
Returning punts at all has been missing. Okay, that's such a good point, though, Jeff. Like it shouldn't be such a rarity that saying special teams might win us a couple games. That one feels like the most bold, and perhaps
feels like normal football. Yeah, for everybody else, that's normal football.
Standard, yeah.
For Nebraska, that feels like possibly the least likely.
Right?
That's a very bold prediction.
Exactly. All right, bold prediction number 3. This might be like the least bold, perhaps. Well, the next 2, I don't know. Dylan Raiola has over 3,500 yards passing.
I think, yeah.
I
mean, that's a lot. That's a lot, and we'll try to be somewhat balanced, I think, and get Emmett his carries and run the ball.
Yeah.
So you think about that too, the split between run pass, but you look at his numbers last year, and if we do well, we're talking playing 13, potentially 13, maybe 14 games if things go really well.
Yeah.
So to get 3,500 yards in 13 or 14 games, That's attainable with a Dana Holgorsen offense.
Yeah.
He was over 2,800 yards last year. Let's say this. Let's amend the bold prediction to say it has to be in the same number of games. So we played 13 last year with the bowl game. Yeah.
Okay.
So if the Huskers,
I think he can do it.
If they happen to find themselves in a conference championship game or a playoff game, then they'll play more than 13.
Yeah.
But let's say in 13 games, it's got to be 3,500 yards.
But he's got better receivers. I mean, if you watched any of the games back from last year and how many balls were dropped.
Yeah.
And granted, some of them would have been tough catches, but really good receivers make tough catches when it's a 50-50 ball. And think about the Illinois game, the one that was ruled a touchdown, then it was reversed and ruled interception. Like somebody holds on to that. Like how all those things, how that changes stats and wins. So tack on another 700 yards. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Love it. All right. Final bold prediction. We've got the defense generates the most turnovers of the Matt Rhule era. In 2013, we were second to last out of 133 teams in the country with only 14. Well, maybe that was on turnover that was turnover margin. Yeah, but still generated 14 turnovers. This number surprised me. I thought it would be higher for last year. It was 17 in 2024.
Yeah.
If I looked at that correctly. I think they'll get more. I mean, one thing that folks have been saying to us, our different guests have been saying to us since the beginning of the offseason has been we lose some consistency with losing Nash and Ty. There could be a step back in certain areas, but they've thought that the athleticism and the explosiveness and the difference makers on the D was actually taking a step up this year with guys like Desan McCullough and some of the young guys coming up and that sort of thing. So that would say to me, perhaps the possibility of getting to the quarterback more, stripping the ball loose, intercepting the ball, all these things. Like you would think that would mean more turnovers. But I think this one's bold because again, yes, we're all positive and hopeful at this time of year before the season right before the season starts, but we need to see it. And even as Rhule has improved the defense, we haven't seen the turnover numbers follow suit quite as much. And so I think Husker fans are in prove it mode,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I got a bold prediction for you. I got a bold one for you here. I'm not going to eat one. I'm not going to eat one Runza this year. I'm not doing it. I'm not eating a Runza at a game. Bold. No, I'm not doing it.
Jeff.
There he goes. All right.
Thank you, TJ. Removed him.
Put him backstage. For those who are listening and not watching, Jeff got moved to backstage. You don't get to say that, Jeff. You don't get to say that.
Back on stage. Jeff,
I can say what I want to. All right.
How dare you?
Okay, removed again.
Yeah,
removed again.
Didn't learn his lesson.
There's no sorry there. There's no sorrow there.
No.
Oh.
I'm
not sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Hey, he brought it up. Have we talked about? Are we done with bold predictions?
We're done with the bold predictions. We got to talk about our bets. That's the last thing we got to talk about. But go ahead,
let's real quick. The concession. Have we talked about concessions yet on the pod? About the beer and all the
a little bit. We talked about it a little bit.
Okay. I didn't know if we brought up how that you can get. I can't remember what Husker event it was. It obviously wasn't at Memorial Stadium, but you can get basically a cob of street corn and a beer, which I think is awesome.
That I didn't see. That I didn't see.
It was like you can get like Mexican style street corn with a Modelo for like $20 or something, or $18. I'll take a cob and a Modelo, please.
Nothing.
I will pay $100. I'll pay $100 for that.
Nothing sounds more disgusting than
we're the Cornhuskers. I think it's cool
with the mayonnaise on it, especially like early in the season when it's like 100 degrees out or something like that. Oh my god, it sounds terrible.
I love street corn.
Oh, elote, Jeff.
I see people eating it down at the farmers market when we walk around down there every once in a while. It's disgusting.
The spices in the seasoning. I hadn't seen that one, Matteo. That's such a great thing. I love that.
All kinds of new items down there.
Bold predictions.
You know who I hope gets bold prediction. Evan Bland gets some. They switch it up in the press box for Evan Bland and the guys up there that are sick of the pizza, and it's like let's get Aramark. Let's switch it up for those guys and gals there.
Give me a good super pretzel. I just like a nice big super pretzel. That's what I want.
Give them a big old thing of nachos, with all the fixins.
Well, just a huge thing full of cobs of street corn. Right? Just bring those guys some street corn.
Can we get some corn for these guys?
I'd love to envision Chattel just slamming some street corn with a Modelo in this press.
I love it.
I'm sure they don't drink, but
sprinkle a little extra tahini on that for me, please.
That's right. All right. So last thing, this is a fun deal. Matty-O is our degenerate gambler on the program.
No, that he is. Yes, he is.
Couple things.
Only sport fan.
Only gamble if you're of age and if you're in an area of the country where it's legal. Please just do it legally. If you're having problems, 1-800-BETS-OFF. But we thought it'd be fun to make a couple small wagers on the season. Matty-O, you already placed them, right?
Yes, they are placed.
Right. And we Jeff and I have to pay you for those.
Yeah, we still got to pay you for the bet. I'll wait and see if it pays off first. Then I'll decide.
No, Jeff, that's not how this
Jeff fashion.
That's not how this works, Jeff. That's not how this works. Everyone should know Jeff's always the last to pay for fantasy football.
That is not true. That is not true.
Like right before the playoffs start. Usually.
Yep. Okay, Matty-O, what do I talk about our bets?
Okay, boys. So here's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do a season-long deal for us that we could just kind of have a little more skin in the game, right? A little more, something a little more fun to look forward to season-long, right? So naturally, it's the over/under on the win total. Okay, so most places we used ESPN Bet. Most places have Nebraska at 7.5. The number is 7.5. Mm-hmm. Okay, obviously we're going with the over.
Over, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do we need to? I don't think we need to talk about amounts. Do we need to talk about amounts? How much we bet?
No, but we should talk offline. I wonder if we want to jack up our bet or do a second bet on the over.
I think we probably should.
We should probably.
I think we probably should. Well, we pulled funds together, and this isn't anything that's crazy. Like we're not worried about missing a mortgage payment or anything like that. So,
you guys are crazy.
But it's enough to be meaningful if they hit, right? So over on the win total, that was our big chunky bet, right? Because we think that one's going to hit. The other one, we're getting a little saucy. Okay, we're having a little fun. Huskers to make the CFP. We took them, and the odds weren't quite as crazy as I thought they'd be. We were at plus 700, guys. So we got the Huskers to make the CFP, and we got the Huskers over 7.5 wins. The Common Fan Podcast has a little skin in the game, boys. Yeah.
Let's go. I wouldn't expect Jeff to pay you till the end of the season, man.
What I'm reading into here is Owens is probably running into a string of bad bets here. He's down on his luck. Now he needs our money. Okay.
You have until the end of the week, or I'm going to send Rocco over there to break your leg.
So we're not lumping these in with our bold predictions, although I think we've done the schedule many times. We've all got us over 8 or over 7.5 for sure. But then the CFP one is just fun.
Yeah. The over on win thing is actually not as like it. I think we've been under on wins for the last 6 or 7 years in a row. We're like the only Power 4 team that hasn't hit over their win total. So that makes it a little more spicy, I guess.
So Matty-O, if they go 7-5 and win the bowl game, do we still win the bet?
I think it's just regular season. That's a great question, TJ. Yep, regular season wins. So we got to get to 8. Okay. We got to get at least 8-4.
All right. Well, we're gonna be feeling pretty good when they start 6-0. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
Let's go.
Hot dog.
All right, Common fans. Happy game week. We've made it.
It's here.
We've made it.
We did it. We did it.
We really did it.
It's Thursday night. I can't believe that. I have the day off after work, by the way. I can't wait.
Kids are staying up late. Let's go.
I love it. We hope that something the Common Fans did between January and now, or maybe multiple things the Common Fan did, just helped you get through the offseason a little easier, helped you scratch that Nebraska football itch or whatever it was. That's our goal with this podcast, is for insane Husker fans like us who in the middle of May, when nothing else is going on, are just hankering for Nebraska football content. We hope to be at least one of your sources to be doing that. So hopefully we helped you get through the off season. As we said, the long national nightmare is over. College football is back. Nebraska football is back, and it's all happening. It's all happening.
Yep.
Bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Yes. Love that, Matty-O. All right, Common Fans. The next time we come to you will be after the Huskers play Cincinnati at Arrowhead.
Oh, one more thing. Do you guys have a game day menu set or no?
I might throw some on the smoker. I'm thinking about that. I don't know what yet. I have to work that day.
At this point are unlikely to be home. So we'll probably do some pizza.
Brutal. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. when we were going to be home, I wanted to get some barbecue from this place near us, which was going to be a fun way to celebrate, but we'll do,
make sure your pizza joint is open, TJ. Last time you went, it seemed like you couldn't get pizza, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Oh yeah. Sorry, Jeff. That was, people didn't, it was opening a half hour late, and the Burkles were not going to wait with 3 children an extra half hour. That was just not happening. No. So, all right. Any final thoughts, boys?
I just can't wait for this.
Yeah. You're welcome, Coach Rhule, for inspiring you to start a podcast. You're welcome. If you need any advice, Coach, just let us know.
Love it. All right. We'll be back at you soon, Common fans. We'll be back at you when the Huskers are 1-0. In the meantime, as always, GVR for life.
Yes.
Coach, when you put your team on the field at Nebraska, what type of a boy do you want playing football for you?
Well, we like a big, fast, tough kid who likes to hit people. And also, I might add, we'd like a boy who has a good amount of intelligence, because football is not just a game of brawn or muscle. It is also a game of brain.